I would start this off with the peace greeting, but I'm actually going to explain something to the Western sisters in this. And um, that might make the peace greeting inappropriate. And honestly, it's not because I walk around hating sisters, but it's because I don't expect sisters who have heard my channel to really care that much for me. I don't expect them to love or hate me. I guess that's the best way I could describe it. Very few um, know about me, and even fewer think I should be. Um, yeah, even fewer think I should be allowed to continue. And I want to give shouts out to Gail at Night because she's come through on the Cash App previously, and I do appreciate that. Um, I'm not going to get in the middle of the conflict between her and Celebrity D podcast because I wasn't there, but also because my hatred, I don't know enough to hate either one, and I'm not smart enough to keep up with everything and follow everything to wind up hating either one of them in this conflict, at least not yet, but I am aware of where this starts, and that is Rhoda. Uh, that's Rhoda. I don't care who gets her first. Um, I want Rhoda to go down. If anyone would ask me, well, who are you rooting for? Who are you rooting for between Gail and Celebrity Podcast? I'd say I'm rooting against Rhoda. I know what she did. Um, in any case, let me tell you all this. To make a long story short, Leslie Jones, I want you sisters to understand something. Leslie Jones is about to get this backlash. I mean, we done already started dragging her. Corey Holcomb, he really roasted her. And he doesn't even hate her, but he roasted her. And I want you sisters to realize that, number one, if you're going to sit up here and talk about how you all for the sisterhood, well, come to her defense. Keep in mind when you come to her defense, keep in mind that she's already made jokes about her own looks. But go ahead, go to her defense. Keep in mind she said something about podcasters and passport bros, and she don't know near one. Keep in mind that passport bros aren't dusty. Passport bros aren't just walking around with physical afflictions any more than anybody else. Keep this in mind. Keep in mind that the passport bros aren't even the only men that are leaving. It's not just them. Passport bros are the ones that have the highest profile. Keep that in mind too. There's also SYSBM, not just passport bros, but SYSBM, IBMOR. Passport bros have the profile. And so when she went in on them, she actually, and we know this, was going in on BMPTs in general, black male passport travelers. But I want you sisters, most importantly, to understand, and I'm not calling you my sisters, but you're each other's sisters. I want you to mostly understand and realize that Leslie Jones is exactly what you have conspired to trick Western black men into thinking that all of us are. You want each one of us, while you rack up these high body counts and baby daddies, you want each one of us to think that we are the only one that can't get none. When you get angry enough with a man, especially if that man knows your past. What do you want to do? Well, it's obvious. You want to sit up and convince the men that, yes, everybody else can get it except that dude. You love doing that. You love to emasculate guys like that. You take men that love you the most and you cheat on them. And if they call you on it, you want to put it back on the men. Well, you ain't man enough or you can't handle me. You'll find a reason. You'll find an excuse. And men know this. So I wanted you ladies to realize that Leslie Jones actually is that. She actually is the one, the one out of the bunch that can't get none. She can only pay for the quality that she doesn't want to pay for anyway, because she doesn't want that quality, but that's all she can get. She cannot get any better. That is what we are facing right now. That's what she's facing. So the reason that there aren't more of us going in on her right mother cuss word now, right this instant, is not because we just care less about her because of her appearance, of which she's made ample fun at this point. No, it's actually because we know she done already been through a good bit. And we're going to go in on her. But the reason we're not going in more than what you see is exactly as I mentioned. She done already been through the ringer. We already picked up on that. The thing is, look at what it took for her to go through what she's going, or rather, not ever be able to go through what she'll never be able to go through. Look at what it took for her. And then I want you to look at what it took for men, how little it took for men to be in a similar position. But more importantly, how you, starting in middle school years, learn to make it a point to try to tell the men with whom you get angry that they are in the same position. She's, well, yeah, all right, yeah, okay, and I'm a slut, I'm a freak. Yeah, that's right, I got bodies and baby daddies, and yeah, that's right, everybody can get it but you. Yeah, that's right, I'm for the streets, I'm for the zoo, I'm for everybody but you. You love to do this. And then you want to know why it is that, then you wonder why there are passport bros, SYSBM, IBMOR, and others I haven't even yet learned about. It's the attitude. But I want you to now take a look at what she actually is and notice that as much as you would never want to be in that position, why the hell did you turn around and try to convince most brothers that they were the only ones in that position? How you try to sit up here and try to convince every competitor in a race that they didn't finish last? It's just like an instructor in a class. Imagine if I sit up here and I pull all my students off to the side and I tell each one of them in private, yeah, you know what, you finished last. Everybody did better than you. Now, if I'm telling them this to make them all do much better, and that's really the goal, at least you might understand, even though that's dishonest and that's not even something we should do. But if I tell them this, just so that they think they're not good at what they're doing, and then they'll quit and they'll give up, and maybe I'll have, a lot more free time because of how many of them quit. Well, then I'm a no good piece of crap, right? Suppose I try to get the same salary, but without doing any of the work because I try to get as many of them to just quit and withdraw as possible so that I get down to a class size of, 6. And get the same salary as other professors who are doing so much more. Do you think that's going to work in this system sustained? That might happen one semester out of 20 years. But if I sit up here and make this a pattern, I'm going to be found and discovered for that, right? Well, that's exactly what the hell you have done. You have made this a pattern that everybody can spot in you. Everyone can see this in you. You will turn around and you will try it. You do this mostly to the guys that make you upset, or the guys that challenge what you say when what you say you want is not actually what you want. You do this to them. But since every guy's going to have an opinion different from some woman at some point in their lives, pretty much every guy is going to have to go through this. And it is you that sends that message. Yeah, that's right. Everybody but you. Why come you got this? I don't see nobody else got this problem. Meanwhile, you're making sure you all have conspired to make sure that most of the men have exactly that mother cuss word problem. Thinking that they're all doing worse than the other one. That's you. That's what you do. But now you get to actually see the real truth of what that's like in her. This is what it's like for her. It's rough. It's harsh. It's bad. And that's what you doing. It ain't us, it's you. But now you can look at her, and nobody had to do this to her. No one at all had to do this to her. And she knows the situation in which she is, actually finishing last in the mating market. Not even because of a fault per se, but look at what it took for her to get in that position. Most of you are heading for the same situation. The difference between you and her, sister, is that you are going to work your way there. She had to wind up there with misfortune that she did not create for herself. You are working to get into that position. She 56 or 57. You're working to get into a position like that by your late 30s. And you won't be able to pay for the quality you want. Well, you might actually be able to pay for the quality you want, but that's the point. You'll have to pay. And that alone, that reduces the quality of what you're getting in your own eyes, in your own assessment. Why I got to take care of him and he the man. Well, I mean, that's what you left yourself with. That's you. You're painting yourself into the same corner in which life painted her. She got a problem with passport. I don't know why she has one. Wouldn't matter. If men stayed or left, it would not increase her chances. But you're going to be in a position to start really having a problem because she didn't create that per se. She's a comedian, but you collectively created those phenomena. One is passport bros, the other SYSPM, the other IBM or passport gang. Others I've never even heard about. But you created the BMPT phenomena. That was you. Y'all did that. I want to thank the rest of you for listening, and as always, I hope that this benefited all who heard it. Black heart, black mind, blackout, assalamu alaikum, and black heterosexual non-select male power. Just because the hyenas don't like it, and black patriarchy until extinction to Judgment Day. Thank you all for flying again with us on Jet Black Airways, where jet black is also a verb. Keep jetting black with us until the wings and the wheels fall off. And should you decide to press that Cash App button on the way out of the jet black aircraft, please do not punch in any numbers that will cause you any trouble later on. Gender justice forever.